A year ago, my colleagues joined the Green Sports Alliance on stage in LA to make the case for a healthy ocean as being absolutely critical to the future of our planet and the sports that we all love. We called on the sports and entertainment industry to unite behind that common purpose, coming together for our greatest natural resource, the ocean. A few months ago, we launched Protect Where You Play. And we have been absolutely blown away by the response from the industry since then. We have WNBA athletes, NFL athletes, MLB, swimmers, even a ballerina, surfers that have joined us as Team Ocean captains. We've been joined by teams in the NFL, breakout leagues, venues across the United States, and even some of the biggest names in entertainment with Billie Eilish and Coldplay joining the Protect Where We Play tour. Now, before we tell you a little bit about Protect Where We Play, I want to know who watched the Super Bowl earlier this year. Yes, I really want to know. Raise those hands. Put them on up. Nick, I know you watched it. Okay. Now, keep those hands raised. Really, people, let's do it. All right, keep those hands raised after lunch stretch. If you saw the ad during halftime on climate change by Science Moms. All right, you can put your hands down. That was a breakthrough moment for those of us in this room. That commercial, that ad, was based on the largest ever study of human behavior and climate change. And what it found is that the #1 message for moving people to take an action for our planet is a message to protect what they love. And that is Protect Where We Play. It is about infusing joy and action for what we hold dear into the very center of the fan experience. Now, before we talk a little bit more about Protect Where We Play, I am fortunate enough to be joined by my colleague, Nick Mallows, who is the Vice President of Conservation at Ocean Conservancy. Nick is just back from one of the most consequential treaty negotiations that we've had on the ocean and on plastics. So Nick, what is going on with the ocean?
Is this on? It is. Excellent. Well, we are almost exactly at the halfway point of the ocean decade. And we are seeing increasingly so evidence that the ocean is at the forefront of the triple planetary crises of climate change, biodiversity loss, and plastic pollution. Take plastics, for example. 11 million metric tons of plastics enter our ocean every year. So to put that into perspective, by the time our panel is over, more than 15 garbage trucks worth of plastics more will have entered the ocean. And we know that problems are getting worse. However, the bright spot is we are seeing more and more attention on the global stage focusing on these crises. And just as these crises, biodiversity loss, climate change, plastic pollution, are interwoven, so too are the solutions. And so just several months ago, our Ocean Conference in South Korea, we saw billions of dollars of investment by governments, private sector, and conservation organizations investing in ocean solutions. As we speak, our Ocean Conservancy colleagues and delegates from around the world are in Nice, France at the UN Ocean Conference looking to advance SDGs in service to ocean action. And in August of this year in Geneva, hopefully, we will pass the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of a global plastics treaty to tackle one of the most persistent and problematic forms of ocean plastic pollution. So all to say, the time is now for our ocean, and we need everyone on board.
Okay, so that's some pretty important stuff, and you've dedicated your life to advancing these issues. Why is it so important for you to be here at the Green Sports Alliance?
Well, one, I love sports, so this is awesome. But whether you live on the coast, whether you live hundreds or thousands of miles inland, we all rely on the healthy ocean. As we saw from the video, every other breath we take comes from the ocean. We rely on the ocean for clean water, and we rely on the ocean to regulate our climate, which not only is essential for life on this planet, it is essential for sport. And so we know we have a moment that we need to confront these challenges head on. And I'm a marine ecologist by training. If it suffice for us to just continue to tell the gospel of why we need to protect the ocean based on the science alone, we would be winning. We're in a very different place, right? But the reality is, in game terms, the ocean is still losing, and we are at the 2-minute warning. And so we need fundamental change. And the Protect Where We Play initiative, as you noted, flips the script. Instead of focusing on the gloom and doom of the ocean, we are focusing on the shared experience of joy that we all can get by protecting the ocean. And we need more champions in the room. We need more people advocating for change. And there is no bigger arena, no more powerful platform than that, than the sport. And I'm not sure if he's in the room, but Roger asked the question this morning, can sports truly change the world? And we wholeheartedly believe it can. And that is why we are endeavoring in this initiative. But we cannot change the world alone if we do not also protect the ocean.
All right, thank you, Nick. And I was going to ask if it was an Ian McDoom over a doom and gloom story, but I'll save that for another time.
Terrible pun. Terrible
I
pun.
can't help myself. The ocean puns for us are just bad. I'm happy to use not an ocean pun for once. Okay, last question for you, Nick. The theme today is Game On 2030. What's your vision for a healthy ocean and Protect Where We Play in 2030?
Well, I'm certainly hopeful. It's amazing to be joined by Emily and many other eco-athletes and collegiate athletes in the room, professional athletes that are taking a stand for these issues. At the same time, my own lived experience, ocean and sport are the embodiment of my life. Some of my best friends in this entire world are like brothers because of competing on the pitch with them in soccer for years and years and throughout college. And at the same time, I've had the great pleasure of making a career out of the ocean. Just my earliest memories on the beaches of the Jersey Shore. And I know firsthand the power of those two experiences. And if we can embody and just capture a fraction of the passion and enthusiasm that sports fans around the world dedicate to their favorite teams and convert that towards advocacy and power for the ocean, there is truly nothing that we cannot accomplish in the next 5 years.
Thank you so much, Nick. Okay. Hi, Emily. Congratulations.
Is this working? Okay. Hi.
So I'd like to introduce you all to Emily Pape. Emily is a part of the next generation of superstar athletes. She is a D1 athlete at Cornell. She is the Eco Athlete Collegiate Cup champion from earlier this year. Woo! And for those of you that don't know, the Collegiate Cup is this incredible initiative to get athletes and student athletes engaged in motivating their communities to take an action for the planet. It's truly incredible, and we're really honored to have you with us, Emily. Thank you. It's also very cool to be with someone who cares as much about making an impact for the planet as they do as on the court. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my first question for you, what motivated you to get engaged with the Collegiate Cup and Protect Where We Play?
Well, I think that when it comes to climate action, people need to know why they're doing something. They need to have a personal reason. And I think that they also need to see the impact that they're making. And so the Climate Games Collegiate Cup and Protect Where We Play initiative do exactly that. They give you a direct reason to protect our oceans, protect our ability to play and watch sports for our future generations. And through the Climate Games Collegiate Cup, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the app, but you can track your workout time, and then it converts, in this case, it converted into coral planting. So people could see the direct impact that they were making, and I thought that that was super empowering for people in my community to get involved in, and also encourage them to continue taking further climate action in the future.
Awesome. So for most D1 athletes who are looking for a career in the pros, they are really busy, and climate action isn't a priority for them. Now, you're not just a D1 athlete. You're not just the Eco Athlete Collegiate Cup winner this year. You've also created the Cornell Student Athletes for Sustainability. I've asked her 4 times how to say that correctly, and I did get it right back there, and I got it wrong up here. It's okay, though. So how do you do it all? How do you manage all of these competing priorities?
Well, honestly, I care a lot about this, and I'm kind of the type of person where if I have a vision or I have something that I want to get done, like I will do anything to get it done. So that was a big goal of mine throughout my junior year. Once I joined Eco Athletes last summer, attended a conference for sustainability in sports, and kind of took this passion to the next level. And I also think I am only going to be so young and have this incredible platform for change for so long. So I really want to do something with it and make a difference.
Okay, last question. Yeah, let's applaud for that, for real. And one more question for you. Sports is having a moment here in the US. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. We've got the FIFA World Cup coming next year. We've got the Olympics coming to LA in 2028. These are two of the absolute largest sporting events in human history, and they are coming here to our home. So there's never been a moment that was more ripe for the sports and entertainment industries to lead. To do that, we need as many Emily Papes as possible. How do we get more? Any insight for looking at your peers? How do we get more folks to care as much as you do?
Well, as I've learned at Eco Athletes, we are the most influential people on the planet. So really leveraging that, yeah. But really taking advantage of that and educating these highly influential people, whether they're athletes or performers in entertainment, educating them, making them aware of these issues and the state of our planet and where we're headed and how their ability to play and perform will be affected. And then once they know that and they understand how they can make it an impact and be the solution, then they can influence their fans. And then from there, it's kind of a ripple effect of change and difference making in the world. So,
thank you so much, Emily, and thank you so much, Nick. We have such an incredible opportunity to make an impact in these next couple of years with athletes like Emily and with the ocean as the truly biggest uniting force of our planet. So I'm going to ask all of you to stay with me for one more minute and think a little bit about the incredible opportunity that we have, not just to contribute to the culture as being a part of the sports and entertainment industry, but to truly craft it for the future. We have that power in this room at the Green Sports Alliance Summit and when we leave it. And now, every second breath that you're taking here is powered by the ocean. Every second breath that the athletes are taking on the field, powered by the ocean. And every second breath that entertainers are taking from the stage is powered by the ocean. And yet, we are still stuck at times in the same sustainability as a sideline story, and the same doom and gloom about the things coming to our planet. And I get it. I tell those are the stories I tell my husband. But the stories that I try and tell my kid are the ones that I know from data that people want to hear. The things that resonate are joy, not fear. The things that resonate are solutions, not problems. And the very experience that brought people to sports and entertainment, that sense of joy, that sense of love, and that sense of community. So this is my challenge to those of us in the room, or our challenge as Protect Where We Play in Ocean Conservancy. Let's give people that story. Let's make protecting the planet as interesting and exciting as a fourth quarter comeback. Let's make it as unifying and community building as a championship win. We have the power to do those things. Each one of us are connected through our hometowns and a love of the sports and entertainers that brought us together and that brought us to this space. So join us on Team Ocean. My colleagues are here in this room. We would love to talk to you and your teams about getting into the Team Ocean spirit and joining us to protect the things that we hold dear. Thank you so much.